Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Bolo
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Jai Nitai Gauranga. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jai Satinandana, Jai Satinandana. Jai Satinandana, Jai Satinandana. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Don't believe. You. How are you? Oh, Krishna.
Let other Naimisharanya over and pick up their dish. That is the extension, the original Naimisharanya. Here in the Holy Dhamma. The Naimisharanya was here. Lord Balaram came here. Saw Ramaharshan. Ramaharshan was seated on the high seat. Lord Balaram came into the assembly. Ramaharshan had been elected by the sages to speak to them, to answer all their inquiries. And Ramaharshan was sitting there. Lord Balaram entered, and everyone acknowledged Lord Balaram. Everyone either stood up or bowed down or offered some kind of respect, except for Ramaharshan. So Lord Balaram considered his mission, how he had come into this world. He also considered about the situation of Ramaharshan, that Ramaharshan was not actually the pure Brahmana. He was born in mixed caste. Mother was from Brahmana family, father was from Kshatriya family. So he considered Lord Balaram considered that Ramaharshan should be punished. He did not show proper behavior. Because he was seated on the big seat, he was taking the position of Acharya, but he was not behaving like Acharya. He was not showing proper example. So example is very important. Example speaks louder than words. So Lord Balaram, considering the situation, he took a blade of kusa grass and he pierced the heart of Ramaharshan. All the assembly of great saintly persons who had gathered here in Naimisharanya, they were all very shocked. It was a great shock to all of them. Because they had elected Ramaharshan as their leader. they had elected Ramaharshi, and he was a disciple of Srila. And they had elected him to be their guide and their acharya, and they'd given him a benediction of having a long life. So they expressed their shock to Lord Balaram that you have killed this person, that, you know, we gave him the benediction of a long life. So Lord Balaram said to the sages, well, I'll bring him back to life if you want. But they said to Lord Balaram, no, in the personality of God, your will is his life, but we've given him the benediction of a long life. So what can be done about it? You have to keep intact our benediction as well. So then Lord Balaram came to the solution that Ramaharshan has one son, Ugrashrava Sutta. Shrava Sutta. He said the son is non-different from the father. So whatever benediction you've given to the father, that can come to his son. So let his son have that benediction, that he will have a long life without impairment of old age and disease, and he will be able to speak and guide you. So it happened after Lord Balaram killed Ramaharshan, the son Sutta Goswami took his place and he spoke. And that's who we hear from in the Srimad Bhagavatam, speaking to the sages here in Naimisharanya. Naimisharanya, situated at the hub of the universe. Very important holy place. The sages had all come there because they knew Kali Yuga is beginning. And Kali Yuga is the age of irreligion. So they were very worried that Lord Krishna, the personification of all religious principles, was present on the world, but now he has departed from the planet. So in his absence, where are all the religious principles to be found? So the reply was given, Krishne swadamo pagate dharma jnana dibisaha kalo nishtadrisham mesha puranarto dhanodhita. This Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna for his own abode. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of this age of Kali will get light from this Purana. So this place, Naimisharanya, for us it is very important because this is where Sutta Goswami was speaking to the sages in Naimisharanya. And those of you who have read the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto, we see the sages putting questions to Sutta Goswami. And those questions are answered in the course of 12 cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the beginning, it's Sutta Goswami speaking to the sages in Naimisharanya. Then later on it becomes Vidura and Maitreya. Vidura speaking to Uddhava, then Uddhava sends him to Maitreya, and you have Vidura and Maitreya speaking. Maitreya speaking to Vidura. And then later on you get Sutta Goswami. He comes more in the 12th canto, again at the end of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So here in Naimisharanya, this is a place of sacrifice. All the sages had come because they knew Kali Yuga is coming, the age of irreligion. people were already irreligious a little bit in the Treta Yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, they became more irreligious. But in the Kali Yuga, will come in full force. So much nonsense, so many sinful activities. So the sages were concerned for the welfare of the people, and they all gathered here in Naimisharanya, and they prepared to perform sacrifice. And at the same time, they wanted their questions answered. So Sutta Goswami was giving that job. Sura Goswami was speaking. Now Sura Goswami, what was his qualification to speak? He had heard Srimad Bhagavatam. He had heard it from Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami had spoken to Maharaj Parikshit. So at that time when Sukadev was speaking to Maharaj Parikshit, other people also gathered there. People like Narada Muni and Srila Vyasadeva, who the guru. Vyasadeva is the guru of Sukadev, the father also guru. And Narada is the guru of Vyas. So Guru, Param Guru, they're all there. And Sutta Goswami was also there. And he'd heard from Sukadev Goswami. And he was then given the chance to repeat everything to the sages here in Naimisharanya. So that's a little introduction. Naimisharanya, there's the replica of Naimisharanya over there in Uttar Pradesh, not very far away from Ayodhya. You can go there. Sometimes it's called Naimshare, but in the recent time they gave it back the original name, Naimisharanya. And you can see also Dadichi Muni's ashram is there in Naimisharanya. Dadichi is told about in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? When Indra wanted to make a weapon, well, Indra was approaching Lord Vishnu to kill Vritasura. But the Lord told Indra, I'm not going to kill him. You kill him yourself. Right? You do your own dirty work. You want me to kill a Brahmana? So anyway, Lord Vishnu told him, he said, anyway, you can get, if you get Dadichi to give up the bones from his body, then you can make a weapon which can kill this demon, Vritasura. So Indra was given that task, that he had to go to Dadichi, who resides in this Naimisharanya, and he requested Dadichi Muni, you kindly give me can you give me the bones from your body? Now what do you think if somebody would ask you, my dear Prabhu, could you kindly just give me a little charity? Just the bones of your body. No flesh, just the bones. You can have the flesh. So Dadichi was already rich in renunciation. He was a vairagi. Although he was in family life, he had a family, he had people there, but he was not attached. And when the request came from Indra, then Dadichi said to Indra, he wanted to hear some philosophy from him. So he said, don't you know the body is the thing we're most attached to? Dadichi wasn't attached, but he wanted to hear philosophy, so he said like this to Indra, that, you know, the body, that's what we're most attached to, isn't it? Usually, yeah. Right? So Indra replied very nicely. He said, you know, sometimes it's very difficult to give charity. And sometimes it's very difficult to ask for charity. You know, sometimes you get new devotees and you ask them to go out on Sankirtan and they feel a little shy to sell a book and ask somebody to give a donation. You know? Do you get devotees like that? Yeah? You ask a devotee, go out, Prabhu, take these books, go out and sell some books. Well, I have to ask people for money? You know, they don't like that idea, approaching people for money. No, Prabhu, the money's not for you, it's for Krishna. You have to engage their money for the service of Krishna. So sometimes it's not easy to ask people for charity. And sometimes it's not easy to give charity. You know, maybe you've had experience, I've had, when sometimes going for book distribution, you know, you go to somebody's house and the woman said, look, I've got 5 children at home. My husband has no job. I'm supposed to feed the children. You're asking me for money. I would like to give you, but how can I give you? I've got 5 children. My husband has no job. Yeah. Difficult sometimes to give charity. Difficult to ask for charity. So Dadichi heard like this from Indra and he thought, yeah, very good, very nice, and he agreed. Gave up his body, Indra got the bones, and he made the Brajra weapon, and he went and killed Vritasur. So Dadichi, he had a residence here in Naimisharanya. Great sages, they like to live there. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada also established Gaudiya Math temple there in Naimisharanya. It's a common place. People will go there to do sacrifice. We are here today also to do sacrifice. Yagna vai Vishnu. Kali Yuga Dharma Hari Nam Sankirtan. Krishna Shakti Vininahi Tara Pravartan. Right? Kali Yuga Dharma. The Dharma for this age is Sankirtan. This is the Yuga Dharma. In the Kali Yuga there's only one yagna. There's no Ashwamedha, Gavalambya, Ashwamedha, Gavalambya, Sannyasa. There's no sannyasa. No sannyas. Kali Yuga. Right? No sannyasa in Kali Yuga. And no offering flesh to the ancestors. Yes, right. Maharaj is adding. Right? There's sannyas, but no Mayavadi sannyas. No, but our sannyas is a different kind of sannyas from what's mentioned there. Sometimes we say also this statement is coming from a Purana which is more concerned with the mode of ignorance than with the mode of goodness. There are 18 Puranas, so there are 6 Puranas for each of the modes. So according to the different Puranas, the different modes of nature are expanded. So in the mode of goodness, there is sannyas. But in the mode of ignorance, people in the mode of passion and ignorance, they're not to take sannyas. You should be firmly situated in the mode of goodness. Right? Brahmanas, they take sannyas. Without being a Brahmana, and the Brahmana means Vaishnava Brahman. Not just a Pandit, Brahmana Pandit. They cannot take sannyas, Kali Yuga. But Vaishnava Brahman, they can take sannyas in Kali Yuga. And we see Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all took sannyas. So, certain yagnas are prohibited. Offering the cow, offering the horse, begetting a child in the womb of your brother's wife, offering flesh to the ancestors, and Mayavadi sannyas. They're all prohibited in the Kali Yuga. But Kali Yuga Dharma Sankirtan, that is the Dharma for the Kali Yuga. And so this is why we have come here to Naimisharanya with His Holiness Dhira Damodar Maharaj was leading the ecstatic kirtan, the great yagna for the sacrifice of the Kali Yuga. So in this way we understand the importance of Naimisharanya.
In this Naimisharanya, if somebody takes
What?
Bhagavatam.
What? Yeah.
Those who don't have Bhagavatam, they can take here the Sankirtan book.
What? 2 sets?
Bhagavatam book set.
Yeah, Prabhu, Srinivas Gopal Prabhu is saying, anybody doesn't have a set of Srimad Bhagavatam, this is a good place to get a set. Right? We have some sets for sale. So anybody wants to get, anybody wants a set of Bhagavatam? You don't have a set? You want to get a set of Bhagavatams? What's the price? Huh? 9,500 rupees. Full set. 18 volumes.
We'll post it. Means we'll deliver it to your home residence.
They'll mail it to your home. You don't have to carry it with you. They'll send it to your home for you. If you want to get a set. Alright, so just to tell you that what this book, Srimad Bhagavatam, very relevant to Naimisharanya. This is where it was initiated. The speaking of the Bhagavatam began there in Naimisharanya. Alright, so we're going to have more speakers. We'll welcome His Holiness Prachar Paribrajak Maharaj. Oh, Bhakti Prachar Paribrajak Maharaj. He's been visiting all the other parties. He's come back to us again. So he's gone round. Did you go round all 7 parties yesterday? Not yet? Just went to 3 parties. So we're lucky he's come to see us again today. So we'll ask him to give a speech to the devotees. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, but this is still Godramadweep, right? Is it? This is Majjadweep. Oh, Maharaj said we have entered into Majjadweep. So he's going to tell us about Majjadweep.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shlakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratisya Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Ram Sankirtan Ki Naimisharanya Dham Ki Madhyadeep Ki Navadvip Mandal Parikrama Ki. So we are at Naimisharanya at the bank of river Gomati. So you are wondering where is that? Gomati river is there. So our camp is also next to Gomati river, other side of the river. So we will be camping out tonight there. We have our own place. So Madhyadeep, this island is Madhyadeep. So yesterday and today also, till now, you are in Godramadip. And Godramadip, the process of devotional service is Kirtanam. So now you have to shift your process from Kirtanam to Smaranam. So this is the island of remembering Krishna. And who is the example of remembering Krishna all the time? Haribol. Not only he, so many other devotees, but he is the example. So Rupa Goswami also says the essence of all rules and regulation is to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And what will happen if we remember Krishna? The result is also given in Bhagavad Gita. Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram japrayati samadbhavam jati nastatra asansaya. There is no doubt, if anybody gives up his body remembering Krishna, he will enter into the eternal abode of Krishna. And that is the essence. So that's why Srila Prabhupada has given the name of the society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That means we have to remember Krishna. We are doing so many things. Chanting, hearing, walking, and all other processes of devotional service. But the end result is to remember Krishna. That's why it is said, what are the things spoken in Vedas are spoken in Bhagavad Gita in 18 chapters. And whatever is spoken in 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is spoken in the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And whatever is spoken in middle 6 chapter is spoken in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And whatever is spoken in the 9th chapter is spoken in the last verse of 9th chapter. That is Manmana Bhava Madbhakta. So the end result of our devotional service is to remember Krishna all the time. Remembering Krishna is the important principle, and the process in Madhyadip is that remembrance of Krishna. And hopefully today you remember Krishna all the time. Try that today in this island of remembrance. So why this island is named Madhyadip? Because every island has a name and there is a pastime related to that name. So here the 7 rishis were performing tapasya. No need. Doing tapasya, and they went to meet Lord Brahma. And when they went to meet Brahma in Satyuga, it happened, and Brahma was worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu, chanting the name of Gauranga. It's very interesting. And when Saptarshi, the 7 rishis, saw that Brahma is doing that, they asked the question, how to get that love for Gauranga Mahaprabhu? What to do? What we can do? He said, very simple. You just have to worship Gauranga. You go to the island, Navadvip, and they came here in this island and started worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu by constantly chanting the holy name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Give up their eating, give up their sleeping, they are constantly chanting the holy name of Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared. Very simple process. You just have to chant the name of Gauranga constantly. With that faith that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is there, right? How many of you have faith that there is a personality called Gauranga Mahaprabhu? And he eternally resides in this holy abode of Navadvip Dham. And he can appear anytime. অদ্যপি সে লীলা করে গৌর রায় কোন কোন ভাগ্যবান দেখিবারে পায়. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing the same pastime here, but only fortunate souls can see that pastime. Because you know that there are 2 kinds of pastime, manifest pastimes and unmanifest pastime. Prakat Leela and Aprakat Leela. So 500 years ago, Mahaprabhu did Prakat Leela. Everybody could see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Mahaprabhu is no more Prakat. He is doing Aprakat Leela. So in order to see the Aprakat Leela, we have to constantly remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting his holy name. So when you do that, then Aprakat Mahaprabhu can become Prakat. So constant remembrance is the key. That is called Apratihata Bhakti, uninterrupted devotional service. If the devotional service is interrupted, then we cannot expect the Lord to appear in front of us. That's why Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say, don't try to see Krishna, because it's not possible to see Krishna. But if you serve Krishna with proper service attitude, then Krishna will come to see us. That is the process. So therefore, our process is not seeing Krishna. Our process is to serve Krishna. And when we serve Krishna constantly with proper service attitude, then Krishna will appear in front of us. And in the holy abode of Navadvip, that process is very simple and also very easy, because now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the mood of giving, because his appearance day is coming, and we are all doing parikrama in this holy abode of Navadvip Dham. So Mahaprabhu is very, very happy. He is extremely happy, and that's why he is ready to give his darshan. But question is that whether we are ready or not. That is the question. If we are ready and Mahaprabhu is already ready, then things will happen. So therefore we have to make us ready. So how long it will take to make us ready? That is the question. How long it will take? 5 minutes? It will take 5 minutes. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 days, 7 days. How long it will take? So I'll tell a small story and I'll end my discussion, because there are a lot of other speakers to speak. So this story I have been telling for last 2 months wherever I am going. So it's a very interesting story. How long it will take? That is the title of the story. So there is a man, he used to stay in a village, and he did not go out of the village in his life. But he had to go out for a work. And for that he had to catch a train to go to that place where he had that work. And he did not know also where is the station. So he came out from his house and walking towards the station. So on the way he saw a farmer in the field, and he thought that he might know where is the station and how long it will take to reach the station. So he asked the farmer that how long it will take to reach the station. Farmer was not replying. He thought he was not loud enough, so he made it a little louder, asked the same question. No answer. He was more louder. Still no answer. He thought that he has some problem, either hearing problem or hear some problem. He thought, if I spend time with him like this, then I may miss the train. So he said, I should not waste my time here. He started running. And when he started running, the farmer replied that it will take 15 minutes. So that man was shocked and surprised. And he said that I was shouting and screaming like anything, asking the question, but he did not answer. And when I started running, you answered the question. Why? He said, it is very simple. He said, how it is simple? He said, when you asked me the question, I did not know your speed. So now I can know your speed. If you run in this speed, it will take 15 minutes. So how long it will take to have darshan of Gauranga Mahaprabhu? This story tells that answer. How fast we are running towards him. So material attachment, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, this is the great obstacle between us and the Supreme Lord. So we have to give up our material attachments, and then very easily Mahaprabhu can be seen in front of our eyes, and that is the purpose of Navadvip Mandal Parikrama. So remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a process in this island, and when Saptarshi, they were worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu appeared just like the midnight sun in the midday. So mid means Madhya. That's why this island is known as Madhyadip. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared just now. Now it's also Madhya. 12:30. So Mahaprabhu appeared right now. Hopefully he is here, but I don't know, some maybe are saying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's a proper time, we are here and we pray to Gauranga Mahaprabhu that some Prabhu is telling he is there, but that is his Prakat Lila. He is Prakat through his deity form, but he can also appear in his same transcendental form in front of us, provided we are ready to see him. So that happened here, and the same time in Satyayuga. So therefore we are very, very fortunate that we are here and trying to discuss about that same pastime, and by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we can remember him all the time and he can manifest in our life, and then our life will become successful. And here is also the place of Bhagavatam, and here Chaitanya Bhagavat was spoken, and in order to hear that, I don't know, somebody spoke about Hamsa Vahan or not. So Hamsa Vahan means Lord Shiva, his carrier is bull, but while that, okay, somebody else will speak. So this is a place of Chaitanya Bhagavat, so that's why our Sankirtan department is very interested in this place, because they want to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you distribute Srimad Bhagavatam here, if you receive Bhagavatam here, you get special mercy from Sutta Goswami, and you also get special mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I request if you don't have Srimad Bhagavatam at your home, because Prabhupada expected that every respectable family should have Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita set in their house. So our Sankirtan devotees are here. So very beautiful. Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam is like a Rasamahalayam. Externally looks also Rasamahalayam, right? So beautiful. 18 volumes like this, and price is 9,500 rupees, and you don't have to carry, it can be delivered to you by mail also, and you don't have to carry, and you can, if you want to give some gift also, this Srimad Bhagavatam set, that is also very auspicious today, so you can give Srimad Bhagavatam set to your friends and relatives and known people. So today is a very auspicious day to do that. If anybody is interested, this Prabhu is here to help you, and table has been set up just next to Gaur Nitai. You can go and contact him, and he will help you out how to get these books at your home. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. And Srila Prabhupada said that my Bhaktivedanta purpose is a devotional ecstasy. And one devotee narrated that just like Mahaprabhu kept love of Godhead for Narottam Das Thakur in the water of river Padma, so Srila Prabhupada kept love of Godhead in his Bhaktivedanta purports. So if you want to have access in love of Godhead, you have to enter into the Bhaktivedanta purports, and his Srimad Bhagavatam is the best way to do that. So if you want to get love of Godhead, please enter into Bhaktivedanta purports, and that is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu flowing through his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's transcendental books ki, Bhaktivedanta purports ki, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Maharaj. Now we'll hear from Ambarish Maharaj. He's going to tell us about the temple of Hamsa Vahan, which we passed on the way here.
Now they are building new temple. They were collecting donations from all the pilgrims. This very old place mentioned in Navadvip Mahatmya, and it is said that here Sutta Goswami was reciting the Gaur Bhagavat, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord Shiva was so eager to hear these pastimes that he borrowed Hamsavahan from Lord Brahma, and he was flying with great speed to this place. So as he was getting the darshan, you can saw that Lord Shiva was lying on this Hamsavahan. He was not sitting because the speed was very strong, so he was lying on this Hamsavahan. Very strong stream was there. That was his great desire to hear about the Lord. If we would have same desire, very quickly we would attain the darshan of the Lord. And because this place is connected to Srimad Bhagavatam, we can recite few shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam here, maybe from the first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yatvandvayaditratashcharteshva vigyasvarat Tenebra hridayadhikavayem mukhyanti yatsurayaha tejovarim ridam yadha vinimayo yatra trisargam risha dhamnasvena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi dharma projita kaitavatra parama nirmatsaranam satam Vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vapararishvara Sadhya Hridya Varudyate Takritivi Shushushuvishtakshana Nigama kalpa tarurgalitam phalam Sukha mukadam ritadrava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukam Jenimi shakshetre shaunakari Okay. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanatana Goswami, he collected glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam in his Hari Bhakti Vilasa. Almost whole chapter is dedicated to this glorification. And there are many verses. In one verse, he's quoting Skanda Purana, and it is said that if someone has Srimad Bhagavatam in his house, Lord Hari is residing in his house, and all the demigods, they are coming to take darshan in this house. So this place is becoming the place of pilgrimage even for the demigods, if someone has Srimad Bhagavatam. Next verse it is said that if someone has Srimad Bhagavatam in his house, all holy tirthas, all holy rivers, all holy lakes are residing in this place. You don't have to go anywhere because all the holy places are already in your house. And there are maybe 20 verses like this describing the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are few verses about those who don't have Srimad Bhagavatam in their house. Do we have somebody who does not have Srimad Bhagavatam in your house? Do you have? Are there any people? There are a few people who don't have. It is said that if someone does not have Srimad Bhagavatam in his house, he will go to hell and he will not return from there. So it's very dangerous if you does not have Srimad Bhagavatam in your house. Yes. So Srimad Bhagavatam is here If you don't have it, you should approach immediately. Hare Krishna. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Naimisharanya ki. Shri Ham Sabhan Shiva ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ambarish Maharaj. Now we'll hear Kavichandra Swami Maharaj. Kavichandra Maharaj is going to speak to us about Surabhi Kunj. Godrum Druid. Anyway. Talked about it. He's asking me to talk. Anyway. Regarding this Srimad Bhagavatam, there was talk even last summer of raising the price. So it's still on a very cheap price, so you should definitely take advantage of it. Lord Shiva was rushing here to hear Gaur Bhagavat, which is the same. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, many people have read Srimad Bhagavatam, but you can't understand it unless you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. So you should take advantage of Chaitamrita. Only what, 5,000 or some ridiculous price? Huh?
5,000 copies.
It's very cheap. So yeah, so we regret. We better to take both at the same time. Take advantage. And having it in your house is very, very good. We used to tell people that because when we distribute, a lot of people say, well, I don't read, I won't read it. That's okay. This book has special Shakti, it has power. And some people will accept that, You just have it in your house. But for especially for us, just having it in your house is wonderful. But if you read it, then it's much better. Read it every day. It'll keep you busy. Many times we go in the house, they have the Bhagavatam for many years, but it's still shrink wrapped. Maybe one book has been opened. The Hindu thing is we don't want to get it dirty or polluted or something, right? But no, read it, and if it gets old, then get another one. So it's very important. Prabhupada, he wanted it in every house, and he did a huge endeavor to get these books to write them every night for hours and no sleep, and then getting a bunch of crazy people to publish them and distribute them. It's an amazing thing. And creating a whole society where people can study. Devotee just told me they started a Bhagavad Gita class online. Now they have 150 teachers in 12 languages and thousands of 4,000 people or something. Really crazy. Chaitanya Charitamrita only 3,500. 3,500. That's nothing. Especially if you're from other countries. But it's a really good deal. That you should definitely take it right away. Don't hesitate, because less than $50. $100 is $8,000. It's not. It's like $40. Please take it. In America, they sell it for $220 or something. In London, like 250 quid. Get it now. So anyway, Surabhi Kunj is the Surabhi Kunj in Vrindavan. It's on the Govardhan Parikrama. When Indra came, he brought Surabhi cow with him, thinking that would pacify Krishna. He thought Krishna was angry with him, so he put the cow first in the path, and then Krishna became very happy. And then Indra bathed Krishna at Govinda Kund with the water from the celestial Ganges, from his elephant. And they went to Surabhi Kunj. It's another place for getting forgiving for offenses.
and Sarabi bathed Krishna with her milk. It's a very, very sublime place, a little bit off the Prikrama road. Here it's said that's a place where Sarabi and Indra discuss Gaur Katha, Gaur Bhagavad. Devotees like to think about how Krishna Lila and Gaur Lila is the same. And Navadvip is the same, Navadvip Dham is the same as Vrindavan Dham. We like to think about these things. The Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, Krishna is Lord Chaitanya. Like we heard about this parrot said, you know, I'm seeing Radha and Krishna, Gora, 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 Gora. Smart parrot. So that Sarabi Kunj here is near Bhakti Vinod's house. I don't know, we passed it or not. We did, huh? There's a Gaudiya Math temple there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur stayed there for a few years at that place. It's right on the bank of the Jalangi. Non-different from Sarabi Vahan in Vrindavan. Fulfills the desires of devotee, and one who built a cottage and worships there will easily become absorbed in meditation on Gauranga Mahaprabhu's feet. So Indra and Sarabi are, I guess there was one picture in the temple. I didn't know what it was, but that must have been what it was. That's Indra and Sarabi doing Gaur Bhajan. All these things are going on originally here, and we're here. We can take the dust. We get plenty of dust. It's no problem finding dust, right? Especially when we're walking. But the real thing, the dust of the lotus feet of Prabhupada, the dust of the lotus feet of, you know, Sukadeva Goswami and everybody, is the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's where you can really get the dust. You know, we can roll in the dust, but to really roll in and get absorbed in the dust, you can keep that book in your house and read it. And display it prominently so that anyone who comes in your house will see it, right? We had an incident in Togo, West Africa. We had a friend who was an Indian consulate. And the devotee, we got some French books from France, and there was in Bhagavatam and a few volumes of those fancy ones. And the devotee that was in charge there, he was very stingy, you know. And I was telling him, you should give these books to this man. You know, he's helped us a lot. I said, no, I can't. Finally, he gave them to him. So he kept them on his desk, his beautiful Bhagavatam, even maybe Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then because he's the consulate, the Indian consulate, many local politicians, the African people, were coming in, and they would say, hey, what's that book? That's a beautiful book. And then ended up selling many. So if you already have it, in Switzerland they used to sell a spare set, you know, have an extra one in case something happened. Give it to somebody. It's extremely auspicious to give it. You don't have to be only on Bhadra Purnima. Anytime you give it, it's totally auspicious. Anytime we read it, talk about it, you know, discuss it, you'll be very happy. So Naimisharanya is an amazing place. This is where Sutta spoke in Bhagavatam. But he spoke what he heard from Sukadeva. So we're just, you know, it's hard to keep up with all the places, and we don't even know all of them. They keep revealing themselves. We're finding more places. We're getting able to camp out.